It is.
Good morning, everyone. Mid-morning, I guess. That's good, Alyssa.
Okay.
Abby and Alyssa again. In forehead, we're going to talk some glute activation. This is probably one of them favorite topics.
Yeah.
Because it's super important, not just for performance and movement, but pain management, injury reduction,
Everything. Yeah.
So you
that's the quality of your life, right? You want your glutes to work. Muscles are dumb, but we gotta make sure our joint action's going to our hip areas where our glutes are, right? We gotta make sure they're working properly. Make sure our brain is perceiving them as safe, so we're not compensating and we're not shutting those glutes off. When we compensate or when we shut our glutes off, we're calling on other resources, whether it be our knees or our lower back, to haul more of the weight. Well, when they're doing more of the work, it's going to cause pain, immobility, inflexibility, all these results of compensation by you.
We've been out forever, but anyways, let's break it down a little bit. We have the glute maximus. The big glute muscle kind of gives our booty that shape, right? Round butts. We always want round butts, not flat butts. Powerful round butts. We have the medius and the minimus. They are much smaller, and they help the maximus perform its duties, basically.
Yeah.
And they do a little stabilizing. If those little ones, the medius and minimus, it's a lot of M's. They're turned off.
They're the high ones up here, right? Yep. We're losing it here today. It's a nice day. We've been up for a while, but no, we're happy to be here.
Typically, if those are turned off, you're going to notice knee pain, back pain. Maybe you get shin splints. Maybe your feet hurt. If you're not in alignment, if those glutes aren't firing, your lower body alignment is typically off, meaning that knee doesn't track right, or you have poor posture leading to low back pain. You get tight in areas where you shouldn't be tight, pulling you forward, back.
Yeah.
The glutes are big, the biggest muscle in the body. They need to be working properly. They're the foundation for our whole body. So we're going to take you through 5 to 6 circuits, it looks like. Some with weight, some without. We'll show modifications, kind of get those glutes fired up. This is a little routine. You can take bits and pieces of it or all of it. You can do it every day. You can do it before you work out. You can do it on your active rest days. This is a great video you can just tune into every once in a while.
Yeah, you can do it. Listen, if you're working at home or sitting at a desk all day, you could even take one of these circuits, stand up, give yourself 5 minutes, and do something, right? Don't just keep sitting on your butt. Let's work your butt.
So I'll show you the lateral view.
Okay.
We're going to go to the mat first. My clients would know this as the butt blaster.
Yeah.
We're going to do knee circles first, which are going to go
Hi, Melissa.
back, out, and around, okay? So big circles, almost bring that knee up towards your elbow. So begin, we're going to start on our left, we're going to go 10 each leg.
So here I'll talk a little bit about your positioning, right? We can have our hands right underneath our shoulders. Abby's, you can see, her arms are nice and vertical.
Yep.
We're keeping a good brace in our core here, especially right around that belly button, so our hips aren't getting too much movement right now.
Right? When you're done with 10, switch legs, 10 on the other side. This is just a great warm-up tool. I have my clients do this a lot just to warm up before we get going. Opens those hips up, kind of prepares the body, fires up those glutes.
I know, even just balancing here can be a challenge, right? Especially if you're new to exercise. Just getting into this position is a great way to start putting some resistance on those joints, getting those joints kind of prepared to handle weight for push-ups. My bad.
Donkey kicks. We're going to go way up into our chest, and then we're going to come high. Okay? At the top, you should be pinching those glutes. You can just pause for a second. We're going to turn with you. You guys need to see this.
Hey, say something if that video just went off for a second, guys. I hope it didn't. I do have it on not disturb. Hey, Kurt, Mike, hi, Jen.
side. Round butts. Then we are going to go back to the left side. We're going to do a fire hydrant. So we're going to open up and kick out. And trace our steps back, right? Again, staying square to that ground. Shoulders are right over our hands. We're strong for the shoulders and hands. We're going to go 10 each leg here.
Kurt was just wondering if this was going to be available later. He's working.
Yep, it should be on our Facebook page and probably uploaded to YouTube at some point.
Yep, maybe this evening. If not, they'll be available on YouTube tomorrow.
Okay, we're doing fire hydrants, Alyssa. We're on the right leg.
Okay.
I'm just switching so everyone can see. Kurt, if your knees don't bend, awesome. You can still make modifications for these. This might actually help your knees fire up those glutes. Maybe comment what kind of pain, if any, you guys have in the comment section, or maybe it's an overuse. Maybe I thought I saw Jen on there. Maybe it's from running too many miles. Let us know, because if those glutes are turned off and you're running, training for marathons, that IT band syndrome can come on, knee pain, right? Running does not necessarily activate your glutes. Once they're on, then we can progress to that workout routine, right? We can get into bigger, heavier, faster, stronger exercises. All right, let's just do one set of that.
Yeah.
And we are going to move on to some Supermans. This may overlap with what we did this morning, but again, these are important for the glutes.
You can do, if you're at home watching this, you can hit pause and you can do another round, or if you are using this for later.
Yep.
We're going to try and get through a few things here. And another thing to be noted, if your knee hurts being on the ground or something, make sure you get a padding under there so you're not, you don't have any pain to go on there. Okay?
Alternating Supermans, okay? So we're going to go here. No benches in my way. I got it. There we go.
I'll show you a modified version. Superman, you should be able to.
We're going to go here, okay? We're going to go 10 each side. And then we're going to flip over and we're going to go into a bridge, okay? I'm going to show a single leg bridge. And I might even throw a stability ball in there for one of those sets.
Awesome.
And then you'll have to just follow along for the third exercise. We kind of need to walk you through that one.
Yeah.
So let's start with those alternating Supermans. With these, we're extending here. We're lifting those arms, right arm, left leg. Alyssa's doing more of a bird dog, so in case this bugs your low back, you can be up into that position. When we're lifting that leg, we're squeezing that glute. That glute is activating, right? Turning them on. Again, be intentional. You're squeezing your glute. Think about that. The brain is the genius, right? The muscles only know how to do two things: contract and relax, right? There's no such thing as muscle confusion. You can't confuse a muscle. It only knows how to do two things. But you can do different exercises to change it up. Contract, relax.
Your muscles are going to become resilient with things that you do. That's why we change it up, right? They're going to
adapt to the weights and the amount of work, but they don't know how to do anything other than contract and relax. Now we're going to go to that bridge. I'm going to go a single leg onto this bench here, okay? This would be a very advanced version. Alyssa's going to show a double leg just on the floor. Yep. We're going to go 10 each leg. We did these on the pots this morning. This is a great exercise for those glutes, that posterior chain, the hamstrings, okay? That last push at the top here. You'll feel that's where those glutes kick in, okay?
So our tempo here, right, we're going up, at least on these double leg bridges, is at that very top. You're getting that 1 to 2 second pause. Like Abby said, being super intentional, right? We're pushing up, we're squeezing, we're getting that full hip extension here. If you're following me on the ground, let's go to 20 for the double leg.
We're doing 10 each leg for the single. Again, I feel a slight, like my hamstring is going to cramp back there. That's okay. That's good. It's working, right? Again, if those glutes are turned off, that building those hamstring pulls, which take forever to rehab, right? And recover. We'll let Alyssa finish, and then we'll move on.
I'm feeling the burn.
Yep.
Feeling that booty burn.
One more in this circuit. We're going to repeat this circuit today.
Yep.
So we are going to go in an oblique plank. So on your forearm, you're going to be strong with that elbow. You're going to raise up. Okay, you're going to hold it, and we're just going to do leg lifts. Give me 10 leg lifts.
Okay, if that's too hard for you, if you can't do the plank, you're just gonna straight up do the leg lift here. So we're working more of that glute medius.
We're pushing those hips forward. We're in a straight line from our ears to our ankles. Okay, 10 of them. Feel that glute medius, that outside of your glute there kicking in when you're lifting those legs. These are all things we can do before we seek other forms of, I should say, treatment. We're going to switch sides when you're ready.
Yep.
These are little things we can fix after a surgery. Maybe you just had an ACL surgery. Probably haven't used your lower body a ton. Those glutes are probably turned off. It's important to get those back on. That could have been one of the causes of your injury to start with. Inactive glutes, poor biomechanics. Okay? Just because you're on a workout routine does not mean the right things are firing. I think Alyssa touched on this in the beginning. You can do all the squats, all the lunges in the world, but if those glutes are not activated, you're overstressing your quads, your hamstrings, your knees, your low back, leading to injury, right? They can only stress for so long before they break. Okay, one more round. Alternating Supermans.
Following me, we're doing the bird dog. So I think a while ago, Abby and I did some isometrics, right? I don't think, it's a little bit different, but that's a good thing to start with too, because should we go right after
So this time, let's hold. I'm gonna get Alyssa stopwatch. We're gonna hold right arm, left leg, and we're gonna hold for 10 seconds. I will tell you when to switch. Right arm, left leg. Here we go.
Bird dog, we're doing that same thing. We're holding here.
So now I can squeeze that whole time through that 10 seconds. At the 10 seconds, I'm going to tell you to switch sides. And switch. We're going to go 3 each side. So we get 30 seconds on each side here. I'm lifting that foot as high as I can. And switch. I like that. You can squeeze. This is just another variation to the alternating Supermans. And switch. This is the end of 2. We'll do one more round each side after this. Pinch, pinch, pinch. I feel my hamstrings activating back there. And switch. I might point that toe towards the back wall. Squeeze. Switch. Again, intentional. How hard can you squeeze? Can you squeeze a little harder? Can you lift that leg a little higher? Can you lift that arm a little higher? And rest. Let's do the same thing on the bridge here too, okay? I'll show you lateral. Alyssa can do double.
Yep.
We're gonna go 10 single leg hip bridges. Alyssa's gonna do double 10, and then we're gonna hold for 10 seconds, and then we're gonna do the same thing on the other side. Okay? I'm gonna have my legs on the ground for this one. We're gonna go 10 reps, and then hold for 10 seconds. Here we go. 10. Push as high as you can. One more, and then we're gonna hold. 10-second hold, push. As high as you get, those hips are square to the ceiling. Belly button's pointed towards the ceiling. And good, we're gonna switch legs. 10 reps, 10-second hold, here we go. Double legs if you're following me. Yep. And all the way through that range of motion.
If you're following along too and you're going slower, that's okay. You can still do the hold with us.
Yep.
You'll have this to do at a later time too, which is really nice.
And hold. Here we go. And relax.
All right.
Good. Are you feeling those, Alyssa?
Yeah, it feels good.
Feel your hamstring?
I feel mostly my butt. Yeah.
Intentional, right?
Intentional, right? That's where intent. That's how we move, right? We don't get up from a chair because we're just lucky. We have to think about it. We do it.
Here we go. Oblique plank with leg lifts. Up. We're going to go 10 leg lifts.
If that's a little too intense, just bring it down to the floor. Still go with those leg lifts. Control.
Yep, none of this is fast.
Intention, right? Where's your intention at?
Flip sides when you're done with those 10 leg lifts.
When I'm exercising, I'm constantly doing these cues to myself, right? Same way I cue when I'm training people. Get your butt down, right? Screw your feet in. Not for this one specifically, but constantly. What's the pace that I'm going at?
Good. Okay, we're going to get up now. We kind of started with some basic stuff on the mat. I love upright standing exercises, right? Daily life, sports. We're not laying on the ground.
Yeah.
Those are great little warm-ups, but let's get up. Should I grab some bands, Alyssa?
If you have bands, go ahead and grab them. Like for me personally right now, I would use a lighter band.
You're going to show us without.
But I'll show without a band. Yep, so nice and slow, working on being stable. I know they're heavy. And I was just going to work with a really heavy band. No, if you only have a heavy band, instead of having it around your feet or your ankles, you can bring it higher.
Yep.
Right? The higher you bring it, the easier.
Right above my ankles, okay? We're going to do line taps, okay? I'm a little bit into a squat. I'm just going to tap out. My weight is not shifting. I'm still square. Most of my weight's on this leg, my stabilizer. I'm just going to tap that toe out and back. I don't want to be doing this with my body, okay? I want 10 out to the side. Again, you're in a slight squat, okay? And then I'm gonna show you at an angle.
So we're gonna go. So we're not going straight back this time. We're gonna go 45 degrees behind you.
Yep.
And just that little tap.
Again, upper body, and my body is staying square to the phone. You guys can see that. I'm not rocking. I'm not using momentum. That leg that you're on, that glute should be starting to fire up. You should feel it burn, okay? 10 of these.
Also, that foot that's staying planted, we can grip it, get a nice grip, create an arch in your foot. Now we're gonna go straight back.
Straight back for 10. Again, weight is on this leg. We're square. Our upper body is not rocking. Okay, so why do glutes become inactive or turned off, shall we say? Sedentary lifestyles, I would say that is the majority of it. Most people are sitting at a desk, we come home from work, we're exhausted, we plop down on the couch, we flip on Netflix, and that's our day, right? Not good. The body's meant to move, okay?
Yep.
Move well and move often. I like that term, that little saying. We're gonna switch sides.
Switch sides, go straight out laterally here.
You should feel that leg when you came out of that, kind of a little cramp in that glute you were on. I would say, like I said, sedentary lifestyles, poor body mechanics. Maybe you just don't move right. Maybe your glutes are tight, the piriformis is tight, tighter on one side than the other. Those are all things that will cause your body to move improperly, okay? That's a good trainer should be able to watch you walk, watch you move, and be able to assess that and maybe give you some recommendations of exercises we can do to help that.
Yep.
So now we're going back at a 45. We might get more than 10 here because we're super engaged in the education part of this.
Right? Just stressors too of everyday life. Maybe you got an injury, maybe you stubbed your toe. All that can play a part in why we don't move well. Right? And our bodies are these incredible machines. They're not machines, they're an incredible thing. Whereas if a car breaks down or you get a flat tire or whatever, eventually it's just going to stop and not work. Well, our bodies are going to
compensate.
They're going to adapt and overcome, right? That's what, when you stub your toe, it's not like you heal that fast. It's just your body learns that fast, a new pattern of walking with a stubbed toe.
Your gait changes, which changes your hips, changes your knees, changes your low back. So So you talk about something as little as a stub toe, right? If that changes your gait for a little while, maybe an hour, right? Or a little longer. But think about an ACL tear, right? You're hobbling around on crutches for 2-3 weeks, then you're in a knee brace, and you're hiking that hip and you're dragging that leg along. Pretty soon, every single thing in your body changes from the ground up, okay? Are we gonna do one more set, Alyssa?
I think so.
Yeah.
That feels
Who's
good.
using bands at home? Let us know.
Feels good.
If you don't have them yet, get on Amazon. They're like $10-15 for a set of them.
A great investment, a great deal.
Yeah, you can get anywhere from light to heavy, extra heavy on there.
Hi, Annette. Maybe we could show one day. I know I've been looking into this a little bit.
Let's go right back into it though while Alyssa's talking.
A little arm workout with the bands. There's lots we can do to get creative with them.
Yeah.
I know I need some lighter ones, so.
So if you're looking to like amp up your home gym, these little bands are an awesome addition. We're going 10 of each direction here. We're gonna do 2 sets of 10. So we're on our last round.
How's your glutes feel now?
I'm feeling them. I'm feeling this morning's workout too.
I
know. Good. Let's go to that 45. So we talked about strong glutes. One of the biggest things is it stabilizes our hips, right? Keeps our body in alignment. Hips win championships. That's for Dom. Okay, when I talk about athletes, we want strong glutes, strong hips. How fast can they get those hips through, right? How quick? Maybe they're the 1/10 of a second faster from the other guy on the line, right? We beat them 10 times at a 1/10 of a second. By the end of the game, we win. We beat you every single play, okay? Same thing just in daily life, right? Those hips stabilize our pelvis, basically our whole body, causing alignment issues. If it's not, those glutes are not helping those hips, causing the knee to track wrong. Maybe that IT band gets tight on one side, causing IT band syndrome. Think if you're training for a marathon and you have that IT band's tight, step after step, mile after mile, the wrong body mechanics.
Just hurting over those
Ooh,
rounds.
mine are on fire.
Yeah.
Okay, other side, let's finish this. This is not meant to make you sweat, hurt today, but there should be a little burn going on.
Where are we thinking, right? We're thinking working in that glute, getting them to fire.
I'm not using momentum here, right? My upper body is not pulling me. I'm just tapping that toe. And 45. These are awesome. If you're only going to do one thing and you don't have a lot of equipment, maybe just these bands or not any bands, this would be a great routine to start with before a leg day, a squat day,
Absolutely.
a deadlift day, anything like that. 10 at 45 here. And then we're going to go straight into those reverse. Woo! Is anyone sore from this morning?
I think Jen's here. Yeah, she was here this morning.
Runners. We tend to think running is the end-all be-all. I'm guilty. I love to run. Some knee injuries have forced me to maybe reduce some mileages, but I think I've gained a lot from that, just getting overall fitness, getting stronger, squatting more. Running does not keep those glutes engaged, right? We need them to run, and we need them to work, right? They propel us forward. They create our power. Push the pavement under you.
Yep.
Good. I'm gonna get rid of this band.
That was good.
Since Alyssa only brought me extra heavy bands.
I think I broke the little ones.
Okay, she broke them. Okay. Recover, hydrate. Hi Kelly, hi Katie, Nick.
It's a beautiful day. Lots of people out walking. Get out, enjoy the outdoors.
Activate these glutes and then go do some sprint work.
Bring your buns in the sun.
All right, Alyssa, you got these?
Okay, hip drops. So you're going on the ball?
Yes.
Okay, so we're gonna go. If you're at home and you don't have a bench, right? Grab a couch,
Stool, anything.
chair, something. Yeah, I can face the other way.
No, you're fine.
Okay. So we're gonna go, right? Depending on what country you're in, American, Russia is gonna depend on where your shoulder blades are at. Just kidding, don't worry about that. Just make sure you're not falling off the bench here, okay? We're gonna drop our hips down and we're gonna drag them up to the ceiling. Drop them down, I'm creating this V position with my body. I'm a little slippery here. And then drive those hips up nice and high.
The edge of a couch works, a bed, anything, okay?
It really does.
Stability ball is a little harder because because it's unstable, obviously, but I like it.
Love it.
Feels really good on my neck and shoulder blades.
I think.
How are you doing, Alyssa?
We're gonna do 10.
Okay.
I think we're doing a little more.
10 is good. We're gonna switch through those heels.
Let's start out with 10. Yep, I like these a lot. I feel like this range of motion feels good. This movement feels good. Pushing, right? Those quads are feeling it a little bit as well.
We can progress to single leg.
Yup.
I don't think today is the day for that.
No.
Those are things you can work with someone to help you on that to have proper form. And also, if you're not getting those hips high enough when you're doing single leg, more beneficial to go back to double leg and get that last little push at the top.
Yep, and you might feel this in the front of your legs. It's actually a good thing if you have some tightness there and you're getting those hips high with your glutes fired up. We're maybe getting some length through that front side there as well. Stretch it out. Now we're gonna go. Yeah, I just gotta go grab a stool. Allie's gonna start showing you.
So this will be a little more advanced. Alyssa's gonna get the stool and she's gonna show a little modification. So up here, always being safe with their balance, right? Work at your own level. If you're not up to being up on top of the bench, don't do it. My hips are gonna stay square to the wall in front of me. I'm just gonna drop down as low as I can in control, right? That's the key. This bench is a little soft. If you have a harder one, that would be easier. Control, we're gonna go 10 each leg, okay? A lot of single leg motions will get rid of those imbalances, right? Alyssa's got the modification.
You know, another spot that I do this on are the stairs, the very bottom step, face sideways on the stairs. That's a good way to do it as well.
Okay.
And you can dip down, kind of in between what Abby and I are doing, I would say. If you're not super comfortable not having that ground underneath you.
Switch sides when you're ready. 10 each leg.
Trying not to use, right? I think, Abby, did you touch on that, having the control here?
Yep.
Yeah.
Control on the way up and down, right?
Yes.
Controlling that center of gravity, our body weight, body integration, everything working together to create these movements. These are just some progressions. There's a million glute exercises out there. We just picked a few that we thought would be from beginner to a little bit more advanced. Again, work at your own pace. We're going to go back to one more round of those hip drops. And Alyssa has a higher stool. If you want to go like a kitchen chair, it's a little lower.
Yeah.
That would even be harder.
Even this bench, right?
Yep.
Just control, okay? Big time control. Back to the hip drops. Okay.
I'll move back. We're keeping our distance. Trying to.
Oh yeah. Following the rules.
Here we go. We're going to drop and we're going to drive through those heels. Way up, we're going to go 10. I put my arms out, and it's just a habit. You can have them here.
You can really, it's a nice little stretch, bringing them out.
Yeah. Again, these are not rushed. We don't do these for time. Maybe we hold here at this last one. Let's just hold at the top.
Up and hold.
Let's hold. We'll tell you when to drop. You should feel that low back tightening up, right? It's working. We're strengthening it. I feel like a lot of times clients get worried if they feel their low back, and if it's not pain or if it's just a little tight, maybe we just overdid it or we actually did a back day. It's a good thing. And relax. I can use the stool this time, Alyssa, if you want to show from the bench.
Okay.
Yeah, a little bit lower.
You're going to stand on the stool?
I'll stand on the stool. Probably not recommended unless you're really comfortable with your balance.
Don't try this at home, folks.
I'm just going to drop, controlling up and down, 10 each leg. As I get better at this, I'll get more depth. That knee isn't going way out over my toe. And then you're going to switch legs. Super nice in Moorhead today. 40 and the sun is shining, not much wind. This is my recent surgery knee. I can definitely tell a little bit of a difference there. Okay? That VMO isn't quite firing up like it should, not as strong. Work in progress. What I've noticed just with my own journey, like I said, I went from running. I neglected strength training a little too much. I got back into it a lot actually. Maybe 3 years ago into more lifting weights and still adding in my running. My body feels better when it's strong, right? I don't have rounded shoulders, strong back, that glute's activated. I do a ton of leg work. Even my old misconception was, oh, I'm gonna run today, so I can't do legs. That's wrong, okay? You can do legs. You need your legs. They need to be efficient.
Yes.
Okay, we got 2 things left.
Okay, so we're gonna do a little 3-way lunge here. We're gonna work in our body moves in 3 planes of motion, so we're gonna do lunges in 3 planes of motion. You don't need any weight here. Let's just try and go for depth and get the pattern down. So, we're gonna do all one way first. Let's do the all lateral lunges first. We'll go 8 on the side. Okay. Maybe should we bring it down to 6 right now? Or 8?
Let's go 6.
We're gonna go 6 on a side just because we've done a lot today. So first way is just laterally, right? We're gonna go left first. It probably looks right for you. We're working in that frontal plane of motion, okay? So we're gonna step to the side, push our hips back. A big mistake I see on this one is people stepping too wide and just kind of going like so. So this is really more working. We can try and hip check here and have this nice alignment. That's gonna help. So we take a little step, and it's hard to do, right? Like you could probably see us at home. We might not be perfect, but at least we are pushing those hips back, trying to keep that straight line. We're starting, so we're on 3 already. Let's go for it. Let's just do 6 on a side.
Shoulders are back, right? If you're writing on your shirt, we can read it. Okay, we're not slouched. Always posture, right?
And as we stand, we can think about gathering our feet together. As we go out, we can push the floor away from us. Let's switch sides. So we're going to our right now.
You should notice there might be a little bit of mobility difference from side to side. That's totally normal. Due to injuries, maybe you use one side more than the other. There's all sorts of reasons why that can happen.
For sure. Yep, we're humans. We're imbalanced. We get comfortable using one side more. Our body will have a preference on one side or the other if we don't correct those things. Okay, we're just doing 6. Let's get extra. Now we're gonna go transverse lunge. So just like we did those toe taps back there at 45 degrees, we're gonna lunge at 45 degrees. So I don't know what the best angle is for this, but I'm gonna take step, and same thing, I'm pushing my hips back, getting this leg straight, but I'm just slightly rotating here and coming back to the middle. So yeah, maybe Abby will give you a bit of a different view. So we're just kind of pushing those hips back. We're not really, just the hips are rotating. Step and push them back.
6 each side, Alyssa?
You got it. Here, right, we're working in that transverse plane or that rotational plane. Huge for athletes.
Kind of. You have to be able to stop and go, right?
Yes.
Change direction.
That agility right there. Accelerating. If you want to break our body down, let's switch directions into the movements that we're doing. We're either accelerating, right, in very simple terms, or we're decelerating. So overcoming gravity or succumbing to it. And I think we neglect that deceleration phase quite often. I know as an athlete I did. So we want to be able to control ourselves slowing down.
That eccentric contraction, right? The catching of the weight. You press those dumbbells, you have to control it on the way down. That deceleration is the same way. A lot of injuries come from that, typically ACLs, right? We know how to be fast, but we don't know how to slow our body down.
Yes, exactly.
Glutes, the glutes help with all this. They propel us forward. They make us powerful, fast, strong athletes.
Now we're just going to go in this sagittal plane, right? Lots of flexion, lots of extension. And we're going to do a reverse lunge.
6.
So we can really drive through that glute here. Okay, as we're going down, right? Succumbing to that gravity.
Boom, stand up, fire through. Drive through those legs.
How many are we doing?
We're gonna do 6 on a side. We might have done a little extra. Okay, let's switch legs.
If you can't drop that knee all the way to the ground, that's okay.
Yes.
You go what's comfortable.
Yep.
Again, we're always being safe. We kind of progress from those knee circles, donkey kicks, fire hydrants, into the bridges and Supermans. And then we went and got up off the mat, progressed to those line taps, hip drops, controlling that body weight with those depth squats. And now we're into bigger, strengthening movements.
Yeah, and I would say master these basics before we start to, let's say, add in a kettlebell and step back, do a reverse lunge and press up. Okay, let's master these basic movements in all 3 planes of motion with no weight, getting that good range of motion, and just getting that motor patterning down, right?
Kelly says she's down 4 pounds, great workouts. Nutrition is key. I like that she brought that up.
That's awesome.
Because everyone's worried about burning calories, right? Alyssa's going to use the smaller weight, show modification. It could be a water bottle for this next one. But calorie burners, right? Bigger muscles, bigger calorie burners.
Yes.
When you train those glutes and legs, they burn calories, more calories than a bicep curl, correct?
Yes, oh my gosh,
right?
yes.
And we're burning, weight training, you're burning all throughout the day.
Yep.
Increasing that metabolism.
Yep. And when your heart rate gets up there too, I don't know if you've heard of that EPOC or post-oxygen consumption after you're done exercising. That's going to help you burn calories throughout the day too. That's what we want too, right?
Look at those deadlifts now, okay?
Beach
One of
body.
my favorite exercises.
Totally.
Right? I'm going to drive back, I'm going to reach behind me, I'm going to pick things up, and I'm going to put them down, okay? That's a deadlift.
How many are we doing now?
Let's do 12.
I like 12.
Pick things up, put them down. This is totally relatable to everyday life. How often do you see someone's back go up because they bend over and grab a piece of paper and they don't bend their knees or they're not using the right form? They go straight to that low back, boom, they're done, right? Strong posterior chain.
I know just because we've fired up those glutes here, I feel this way more in my glutes than I normally would. So that's awesome. Core is engaged. That first movement in a deadlift is coming from your hips. Okay, should we go back to
The stabilizers, we talked about that. The glutes help the hips stabilize the lower body, stay in alignment, those knees track correctly. We reduce our chance of ACLs, shin splints, IT band syndrome, all sorts of lower body injuries.
Yep, and getting that good nutrition, rest, recovery with it.
We're going to go one more round for
Yep.
the lunges and the deadlifts.
Okay, let's do that lateral lunge. We're going to our left. It'll look right to you. Ready, and here we go. Pushing those hips behind you.
I typically start to feel better as I get into my second, third, fourth set of an exercise, right? It's hard to get moving, get that pattern down. So give yourself a little grace here on these first few. Do this again if you need to. We're going to switch. Maybe you're a little sore someday and you just want to, you could eliminate these lunges and deadlifts and do the beginning part of this workout just to get that body moving for 10-15 minutes. Active recovery. Here we go.
Okay, we're going to go transverse. Abby will give you that different view.
They're weird for me.
Yep. This one feels weird. These movements, right? We don't do these movements a lot when we're thinking about them. So they're going to feel funky. You're going to feel maybe awkward and stuff. Just keep getting that form. What helps me is if I really push this trailing, just kind of push the floor away from me. You can even get those hands involved. That might help out. Let's do one more on this side. So we're just getting a little bit of that rotation through the hips, right? I'm not keeping them straight on. If I had a flashlight in the belly button, it would be moving, turning, rotating.
Another benefit of activating those glutes and getting into a strength training program is bone density, right? Especially females. As we age, that starts to decrease. The way to fight that is weight training, weight-bearing activities. Could be running, could be lifting weights.
Let's go into those reverse lunges
I've
now.
had a few clients that have really changed their life by starting a strength training program. Maybe their moms or grandmas had it. They don't want to end up hunched over, crippled like them.
Yeah.
It's a great way to combat that.
Right, and yeah, we are, let's do one more on this side. We don't move as much as we used to, like way back in the day, so we have to be intentional. We have to make a habit of it. We got to make a point of it. And y'all are doing that now. Good job.
Those sedentary lifestyles, unfortunately, start at a much younger age than we want them to, right? Kids are going to school 6, 7, 8 hours a day. They're sitting at a desk. I think the teachers nowadays do a great job getting them up, changing rooms, different activities. That's awesome. But you still have to sit down and write in a book, read a book, okay? We want to combat that as much as we can. A lot of kids probably go home, get on their video games, their iPads, their cell phones. That's not what we did when we were little. We went outside and played. Okay, that is declining.
Yep.
So this is going to become a problem in the next 15, 20 years here. Like, people are going to be hunched over. They're going to be weak, right? The body is going to break down at an earlier age.
Yep. Very important.
Deadlifts.
Yeah, let us know some ways that you get your family up and moving, if you do things together.
It doesn't have to be intense.
No. Go for a walk.
Yeah, walk the dog, go on a bike ride, rollerblade.
Go.
Maybe it's
hiking.
cleaning the house, right?
Yeah.
Cleaning the house.
Chores.
Again
Sounds like-
and again.
Sounds like kind of a sneaky move.
Yeah.
So deadlifts here, we have first movements coming from the hips. Okay, I like to talk about what our feet are doing. We have our big toe, our little toe, and our heel. If they just take and grip the floor, kind of, if you can look at my hand here, that's going to create an arch in your foot. Creating that arch, right, makes us strong in those feet. And then sometimes I'll tell my clients to screw your feet into the floor. Just gives you a little more torque up in your hips if you're not able to get that feeling. And when the weight gets heavier.
Okay, we went a little longer than normal again. That's okay though. Remember what we talked about today. The importance of glute activation, okay? Those glutes stabilize our body, right? Hip stability, the hips keep the knees in line, the ankles, the feet. It reduces your chance of injury, and it's just a better quality of life. We move freely, not robotic.
Yep.
Right? We're strong, we get rid of those aches and pains. If you have more questions or like a specific pain or injury, message us, put it in the comments. We can maybe send you just 3, 4, 5 exercises that you can do to combat that at home.
Yep.
Thanks for joining us. Drink your water and have a great day.
Yeah, thanks everyone. We'll see you yogas tomorrow.
7 a.m.
And then,
Not sure who's on at 11. Check our Facebook page. And I think Alyssa and I will be in at 7 on Saturday.
yeah.
Have a good day.
Bye everyone.